Passing Energy with your host, Pri. Hey guys, Priest here. Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Wednesday with guest host Sky. Now, I know it's been a minute. It's been a real minute, almost like a month minute that you last heard from me. And I know it's been over a month you last heard from me and Sky together. So, right. So Sky, I guess you could say hello so people don't think I'm talking to myself.
Hello.
So yes, it's been a minute. But I'm glad we're able to start the podcast on something that Black created. You know, I want to make sure that I look for a lot of Black content creators and try my best to talk about their projects, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, either way, whatever helped the community and build it to be stronger, to compete with the heavy hitters. So definitely that's one of my key goals for Nerding Wednesday is to look for Black content creators and try to speak about their projects. I hope my background will be a problem. I am recording through the day, so we'll see how that goes. So, Yakuza. That is today's topic. Yakuza, a Netflix original with 6 episodes. In my opinion, that was not enough, but 6 episodes. It was created by Lishan Thomas. He's the one who put together Cannon Buster, which I really like, another Netflix original. On top of that, I do my little research. I'm not 100% sure, but he's in the credits for The Children of Ether. Have you ever heard of that?
Children of Ether?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, he's in the credit for writing that as well, I believe. I guess people in the comment section will let me know. So he created Yakuza, was actually based on a real person. I mean, well, loosely based on a real person. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that part. Yeah.
Wow.
At least I know that there was a Black Samurai. So
I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I thought he created that from scratch, but not knowing that he actually used a real historical figure. And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." I mean, I think the more you dig on history, you would be like, "Wow, this some interesting stuff there." So that was a nice low key point that I glad when I did my little semi research on the show. So yeah. Now, I'm sure, guys, if y'all seeing my post on what you guys think about Yakuza, and I kind of vaguely stated my opinion on how I feel about the show. Now, before I give my critique, or how do you feel about it, Sky?
Well, you did tell me your feelings about it before I watched it. So, but I didn't. I came with a different feeling for it. Mm-hmm. To me, it was good. It was a good animation. Yeah, it's a bit extreme, but I mean, you know, I could name a couple anime that kind of do the same thing, so it's not really bothersome the way they did it. I guess the pacing was a bit too quick for me. I didn't like the pacing that much. I didn't like how they treated the villains. At least a certain set that I actually liked. So that happened. It was an interesting concept. I liked how
Passing Energy is sponsored by The Graphic Shop, an online design and print store. If you need graphic design and don't want to break the bank, why don't you book them at the convenience of your home or office? You can reach them at The Graphic Shack 242 on all their social platforms. The Graphic Shack 242. Peace.
It portrayed the main character. I feel like the entire animation on the whole had potential, and I was not a fan of the opening. Yeah, that's my quick notes and lists of how I felt about the entire thing.
Okay, now I overall like there's potential there. The art style I loved. The art style I loved, and and one thing I'm a sucker for like feudal Japan. That like I'm that old samurai stuff. I'm a sucker for that. So I'll always be a fan because I'm like an Inuyasha, Samurai Shampoo, like anything with the feudal era. I'm like hooked. So you will get me like that any day. And on top of as a black person who looks like me, you know, with locks and everything, I'm like, all right, cool, you know. So I liked it overall. Just the part what I just didn't, what I didn't understand was the robots. Number one, like there was no need for the robots, and if there was some type of tag, it's in a fantasy world, so anything's possible. But he like, and that's what I'm sure what a lot of people are saying in the comment section. I read the comment section, and everyone else to see him cry. He did not explain one bit how these robots intertwine in this very old era. Like everything is people still in rowboats, people going to down a river, traveling on horses to get certain places. Why are there robots here, and why the people are not using the robots for transportation? Like it doesn't, and how the robots being powered, it doesn't even make no. It's the robots using coding. It just doesn't make no sense. And I realized that going off a Cannon Buster, he was basically copying that same thing with the mecha. And I just felt it was just too much going on. He's trying to fit too much of his likes of the shonen or whatever you may call it era. I think he was trying to put too much of every little bit of things he might have liked. This might be, I'm not in the room with him, but that's how I feel like he's just putting everything in. Okay, you get your magic, you get your psychic powers, you get your mutants, you get your mecha, you get your samurai. It was like so much going on, and I was like, oh man. And that's what I don't like about sometimes, and this might be a little, what you call again, this might be a little controversy, but it wouldn't be me if I was not controversial. This is what I don't like about what I know is for black content creators. I've noticed it's a trend that we like to put too much things in what we're doing. We won't be everything, and we don't like to stick with one particular narrative. And it's like I realize that we like to be flashy. Like we're very flashy people, and we like to. It's just for some reason in our nature, not to, even down to our clothing in real life, what we do when it comes to our over exaggeration of our clothes, the women hair color. It's like or whatever it may be. It's always an over exaggeration, and I've noticed that's exactly how it goes back to how what he put in his content. It was just so much of everything, and it's always simpler. Simplicity is always better. And if he just kept it a samurai, that'd been fine. He would have had a hit. I think the soundtrack is amazing. The ending soundtrack, it was amazing. The soundtrack throughout the show was amazing. The acting's okay. There are a little corny moment here and there, but it's fine because it was acceptable. Sorry for that noise, but it was acceptable. Because of the with all other good things going on. So you could put a little corny here and there. The action was amazing. The fight was amazing. It was just, but even if he add the psychic girl, the psychic girl with the pot OP, again, I've been fine. But I think the mech The mutants, I mean, I'm fine. I can find with the mutants, but it's just the mech was what really pushed me over the edge was the mech, and on top of that, like you said, Sky, the pacing, because how they set it up, and that's how I feel. It's my little conspiracy. I felt like Netflix did them dirty because I feel like he probably had 12 episodes or 13 episodes, and Netflix said, what you doing? It's 6, okay? Yeah, I want 12. Yeah, I understand that, right? But we only have a budget to give you 6. This out of 6 you are right now? Yeah, let's do it for another season. But the story, yeah, 6. All right, you okay, right? All right, good. I'm glad we on the same page. That's how I feel Netflix did them because how they set up this church guy, not the pastor, not the whatever you call him, the priest. Yeah, the priest. Hey, priest. But anyway, how he set up the priest, it looked like he was the main villain of this first season. But then maybe the 4th episode, they kill him off. Very anticlimactic because it's set up like he was the big boss. And then they introduce this new villain that has no connection to the priest. And I'm like, what? And they kill her off in just 2 episodes. They made her look like an overpowered person, and then they kill her off. They explain nothing, and you can see. And this is why I said, why I said the word sloppy in my caption, because you could have seen where they cut something in the animation. Because episode 4, Yakuza went over the gate, and he went somewhere distant. He said he had to go for a little journey, whatever it may be. Then the 2nd episode, he's sitting around everyone. They talking about a war coming. They had to battle the war, and they talking about like, I'm just like, what? Did I? Because sometimes I fall asleep and Netflix be like, are you still watching? So I thought it was that one of those moments where, what? I must he fall asleep. So I rewind, went back to chapter 4. I went back to episode 4, and I'm like, no, they ended it of him leaving, going somewhere distant, and they start the episode, no explanation where he went. All you know is that they're in the middle of a war. I'm like, what? That's what sparked my conspiracy that he had more episodes, and Netflix told him, no, sir, you only getting 6. So you gotta make 6 work. That's how I feel about that. And I felt Netflix did them dirty. That's how I feel about that. And if I was him, I was not going to, either I was gonna rework it and probably set it up as the priest being the last boss, and then leave that old hag for season 2. But that was sloppy, in my opinion. But overall, I liked it. If he actually listened to the critiques of his audience, which is me and other millions of other people, I think he have a good chance to make season 2 to be a bomb hit, because there's huge potential there, in my opinion. Now, that being said, what do you think what I said so far?
I feel like when it came to the cut scene between 4 and 5, I agree, it was kind of weird. I will not say that the war was like just implemented, because it wasn't. Like, they showed it in the first episode. That was the war. You can see that they lost to some big battle.
No.
Magic system and the robot.
No. Wait. Correction. That was a flashback of the previous war. A previous war, and that's why he went into hiding. I mean, he went to isolation because he lost his master. They lost that war. This war has nothing to do with the previous war. Just for clarification, that they two different things. That's to just show you how sloppy it was. That it looked like they was connected, but they was not connected. Like I said again, if you rewatch it again, you know what I'm talking about. Where chapter 4 and chapter 5, I'm sure they explain whatever they cut out. Explain why this new war came to be. But go on.
No, they kind of already did it before. Like, they already showed that there was something happening, but they didn't show it. You know, so
when did they show it?
It was more like 1 through 3. They were setting up
What they
for
was
the girl and Yasuke.
1, 2, and 3 was based about
What?
the priests. They did not. They 1,
No,
2,
it wasn't.
and
It was a girl.
no. I know the girl. I talking about 1, 2, and 3 was basically about a scavenger hunt. About the mother who they killed off so fast. I mean, I don't know if she really dead or not because they didn't even say she dead. She might come back in season 2, but she got rid of fast. We didn't even get a chance to. It's like the character development is very so fast. It's like snap of the finger. It's like I'm like, oh what? They had me scratch my head, and what they try to do is they try to use flashbacks. They try to use flashbacks so you get familiar with certain characters. And I'm like, no, man, there's too much flashbacks. There's too much. I was like, I understand y'all trying to make us get familiar, but this is too much going on. And 1, 2, and 3, the first episode was Yakuza fighting the first war. That was the first episode, the first war, and they lost. And then as king felt bad about it, or emperor, whatever he's called, whatever they call them back in the day, emperor or whatever.
Nobunaga.
Yeah, they lost the war, and he said he didn't want to die. Oh, so he told him he committed suicide, and Yakuza to finish it off. After that war is finished, that's when Yakuza went to that village, and then that's when then the priest them sent his goons out to look for this girl. Then they went down the river. Second episode, they fighting on the river. Then the woman lost her arm. And then now the third episode was basically Yakuza fighting and bonding with this girl, trying to keep her safe from these goons. The girl Yakuza got captured. Again, everything surrounded by the goons. The 4 goons and the priest. Nothing else is going on. After the priest dead, then you start seeing these soldiers who scavenge and hunt, and then this new villain came around, and she manipulating this new war again, but they didn't even. But
no, she didn't manipulate no new war. She was in the first one.
I'm just trying to say is that the first, the second one, they did not give no connection there because she was never mentioned in the first war. We only had 2 episodes.
No, because they don't want to give you a connection. They just want you to say that, hey, something happened.
No, you can't. No.
That's it. That's all they wanted to do.
No. That it was cut. Like you could see the episodes was cut. Like chapter 4 and chapter 5. I keep saying chapter. And episode.
I'm talking about 1 through 3.
1 through 3, they was never
established.
1 through 3
it wasn't.
All 1, 2, 3. I try to figure out watching the same thing. 1, 2, 3 was big. It was 2 things going on. Yakuza have a flashback of his memory, but the main meat of it was him fighting these 4 goons who was hired by the priest. That was all was going on.
That was not the main meat. It's not. You getting confused.
I'm getting confused.
Let me explain this to you because it looked like you lost. Let me help you out here. First off, right? They show you the past, right? Let me tell you from a story writing perspective how I can understand it. Because I feel like you got too caught up with these goons, which is understandable, right? So, 1, they talk about 1 war in the past, right? Then they don't go back over that. They just show that, hey, he has a past. That's it. They just want to show you that, hey, Yasuke has a past. Then they show off this girl and how she has an ability. Then they show off how, she need to go somewhere. She need to get help. So he says, okay, fine, I can help you out just because.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
This is the type of person I am, right? So they show off his past again. More, so it's like back and forth. So when you get to the goon part, yeah, the priest wanted, because the priest had first dibs on it, right? The priest, I think she was raised somewhere else, and then she came to this land. But because she came to this land and she has magic in her, the evil woman sensed it. It was at that point she sensed it after the whole big pulsing thing or whatever.
You mean in episode 4 when the priest dead?
Maybe around there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're okay. I got all that. Now is basically you're just going off of what I'm saying, but you thinking I go on a different angle. I am talking about, it's only 6 episodes. It's 6 episodes, and I've seen, me personally, I feel like you're stuck on the potential of what it could have been and what it is, that I seen beyond that. And I seen the flaws in it where it was not.
I mean, I didn't say that there wasn't any flaws. I just I'm just, from my perspective.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I could see where he was trying to do.
The whole point of what I was talking about earlier is that I seen what he's trying to do. The issue I had was the fact that my conspiracy, because it's just a conspiracy because I'm not in the room, I feel like he had more episodes and Netflix told him, no, you're getting 6. Because in chapter 4, this is my main argument. In chapter 4, because I don't think it's his fault. I think they had a limit, and he probably, some type of mix-up went on where he thought he had more episodes, and they said no. That's just my opinion. But that's all I was trying to highlight. It's the fact that how they cut it, you was like, boom, now we in a war. In the end of 4, she killed the priest. Mind you now, the priest, how they set it up,
She killed the priest in episode 3, not 4.
Well, either way, it's priest 4, 3, whatever. They make it sound like this girl, she's raised in the priest, and the priest hired this woman to take care of this girl, and the lady just ran off with the girl, and now the priest hunting her down. Now they talk about this whole, but this church and what the church want and what they do for God. Again, they set it up on where we're gonna probably learn about the church. But then, whoop, nope, enough with the church. Now this new villain came in place, and she only was in there for 2 episodes. So I'm just trying, and they foreshadow probably, since you say he died in 3, I mean,
she was in there for 3 episodes actually.
So she died. So 4, 3. Either way, she was foreshadowed bad, because again,
no, she wasn't. She was foreshadowed in the first episode. You just didn't notice.
When was she spoken of or seen?
Like literally the first clip. The first clip, you see her hand calling on to the demon army or whatever. Her little magic demon army. Like she was literally in the first one. Like again, she made this war. And whatever. The guy betrayed Nobunaga. That's why Nobunaga got overrun. These people have been around for a long time now, but we don't notice it because they're on the outskirts. Like Yasuke literally said that, hey, I retreated to the outskirts. So I've been living a normal life away from the war.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's the piece of the puzzle of seeing her hand. Okay, fine. She was there for the beginning, but there's still no explanation. I'm sorry. Either way, my gripe isn't with the writer. My gripe is with Netflix. That's my gripe. It's billion dollar company.
I would say both. Honestly, you can't. It's a two-way thing. Because in either way, like I don't know how they do animations, but I'm pretty sure they tell you the episodes beforehand. There can't be a mix-up. They either tell you the episodes beforehand, even if you know, even if you have a whole story written out and you try and plead with them, hey, I need 12, and they say no, you have to stick with 6. You, as a writer, need to understand what's important and what's not important.
Yeah, you got that bad. I'm sorry. That can't. Let me see. Let's find out how much episode can Basad. They had.
I mean, it's not even about how long the episodes are. It's more.
No. I say how much episode they had. See, Cannon Basad 12 episodes. So I think he probably assumed he's gonna get 12 too. So I don't know, something in their agreement went left. But his first series with them had 12. So him cutting in half by 6, I understand why it was edited the way it was edited. If he got a complete 12, I would have no complaints. Yeah, the Mac honestly, is my biggest.
He could have done better. I could have told him he could have done better. Even if you get 6 episodes, you could have rewritten that story in a way different manner, honestly. It didn't need to be.
But hold on, but if you want a deadline, because come on now, these corporations, when they have a lot of money and they don't care about honor.
Yeah, but you also need to understand about the deadline is, hey, you need to have the story beforehand, before you even do these episodes. You can't go in
So you
blinded.
no.
Beforehand.
Wait. Now there's cases where these companies say we give you 12, and they come back later and say no, we give you 6. And what happened is it's being your contract, because you know these contract where they say they have the right to switch up how much they give you. They have the liberty. I'm sure it's in a contract where they have the right to give more episode and take it away. So I'm sure that's in his contract. So I believe, because he got 12 episodes.
Yeah, but what would they have benefited from it? What would they have benefited from taking away?
Money. The fact that they probably felt that the project was not important. Money. Again, hey everyone, this is speculation. I'm not in Netflix office. I'm not in their meetings. I'm not there. But this is what I go on, knowing how these big corporations are going and seeing like people like Monique, who are suing Netflix right now for gender bias and racial discrimination. And Netflix said this story is about the foolishness and try to throw the cases out. And the judge said, no, we see something there. Monique won her first victory from Netflix, who was trying to throw her case out. And the judge said, no, there's something there, and we're going to proceed with this lawsuit against Netflix. $1 billion company couldn't take down one actress. That should tell you a lot. I don't trust these big companies, and I wouldn't put so much on this guy. I just feel like, honestly and truly, this is my opinion, I feel like they lowball this creator, and I think he's blindsided, and that's why I don't give him too much flack, because I really truly, and if I'm wrong, I'd rather be wrong defending him, because if I'm going to critique him, I don't defend him at the same time, because I don't want to use my voice, as big or small it may be. Voices hold a lot of weight. I feel it's Netflix. They are $1 billion company with a lot of money who could have helped this brother out and making sure this was rendered properly. So that's what I'm gonna look at. At the end of the day, Netflix is the boss. So if they could not say, hey, with all their money, they couldn't hire no animators or whoever, maybe the story directors or whatever, to look at this man serious, this man older than me, this man serious, and say, hey, he need more episodes to flesh out the story. If they couldn't see that, then that's why I felt they sabotage this dude and they lowball him. They lowball him and say, no, we changed our mind. Right now, we a little tight with money, so we only have this, we just only enough money we have for this creative department. But animate, I'm sure they have a budget for the animate section. And they say, hey, yeah, there's only much we give them for the budget for animation right now. And you say, what? But y'all told me 12. Yeah, but remember in your contract, it stated that we have the right to change when I know how corporations go. So I work in companies, these businesses, how they can be very shady. And that's why you also read your contract. And a lot of times, Black people sign slave contract where they have no creative freedom, and just because we won't be in the room. And that's what it is. Now, before I go on, because we run out of time, I won't make this too long. What is your final state before I wrap this up with my final thoughts?
I mean, it's decent. It's a decent show. Mm-hmm. I give it. I won't even give it a high rating, honestly. I'll just say it's a decent show. I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I mean, it's good animation wise, but story wise, I'm not too compelled with it per se. It was too much all over the place. It was too. Also, I mean, I'm very critical when it comes to anime sometimes. So to me, it's kind of generic. There's too many things inconsistent. Like,
but I was saying all that time.
Yeah. I mean,
why you fighting me then?
It was inconsistent. It was.
But why you fighting me? I'm confused. Why you fighting me?
I mean, I wasn't confused by, like, say, the story.
No. You said inconsistent. That was my whole argument. So that's what I was basically trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I have to make sure. Hold on. I have to make sure everyone see. He came back round to say the same thing I said, and just more PC.
No, I mean, you just had different issues. I mean, my inconsistencies are different from your inconsistency.
What's your inconsistency? What is your
Well,
inconsistency?
for one, how can Yasuke cut a tree in half, which is a
What?
samurai? You know, I mean, to me, he's a normal human. He ain't got nothing special then, honestly. So why was he able to do stuff like that? And you know, I don't know. It's just like little small stuff like that. And then say he could jump literally a story building high onto a roof, and that's like, wow.
You
can do
that's
that?
hold on. That's
Crazy.
so you tell me in a world of magic, mutants, and mecha robots, that's the most alarming
I
thing.
mean, yeah. Only robot I found inconsistent was the yellow one. I didn't like how the villains died. I thought they were kind of just in there for no apparent reason, if
Yeah.
you put it in that way. Because I actually did like the Russian bear girl. I thought she was pretty cool, and they just killed her off just because he just needed to get rid of the characters.
Yeah,
He just had to get
exactly.
rid of the characters. So it's
Because
like,
he wanted death. He
and
wanted
I was
a
like,
shock factor. He wanted death and he wanted a shock factor.
it wasn't
He said-
shocking to me. It was just like, what a waste.
No, it wasn't shock. I wasn't trying to say it's going to be shocking to you. That's what he wanted, shock factor. Just because it's all about violence, gore and violence. He's like, I don't want to kill off my main characters. So let me sacrifice someone else.
To me, he didn't write a good story. I don't
just
think he written a good story. I don't think the way he translated it into the show, like you can see his inspirations with certain samurai anime, but I don't feel like it, because those certain samurai animes, it's always about building up your character. So each thing is building up your character, but there's too much going on in this show to build up this one guy as a character.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what people are saying also in the comment section when I do my little snooping. A lot of people are saying that they didn't like it's just not enough character development. They said they wish they had more backstory of Yakuza. And I agree. Like I said, the pacing was horrible. I felt like that was Netflix end. I don't think that was his end. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, I don't make this too long because guys, I'm very lazy when it comes to editing. So I'll end. This will be my final thoughts. There's potential there. If he does get a chance, hopefully Netflix did not destroy his chance of a second season. But I hope Cannon Buster coming back.
I think it'll be no second season.
I hope
There's not gonna be a second season.
Let me. I don't want to say that, guy. I won't be positive. I want to speak positive.
No, there ain't. I mean, why would you want a second season of it?
Can I say my closing thoughts, please? Because I want this brother to make
I
something.
mean, if you want to.
Yes, because let me tell you something.
He can make something, but I don't want him to do a second season of it.
Because I say again, I'm such a sucker for samurai in the feudal era of Japan. I'm just obsessed with it. So I feel like if he just fixed those kinks, man, it's like explain the mecha, explain how they connect to this world. Give us in a season 2.
The
give
magic.
Us, with
Magic,
coding,
but not like
with
not
codes.
the yellow one. No, not the yellow one, but the others are just magic.
Yeah, it's all them connected. I'm sorry. If the old one mecha, I'm sorry, all of them run the same. I don't get what they say. She connected to the old hike. Anyway, if you explain the mecha thing and just explain more of his world a little bit more better, that'll be fine. But I will say this to anyone who's trying to work with these big corporations: know your worth and stop signing slave contracts where they have the freedom and liberty to sabotage you. See what these corporations I do, this all alleged, but it's just my conspiracy. These corporations like to say we're doing diversity. We're doing diversity. And when you get the contract, you get the platform, they make it in a way where you will not succeed. They be like, see, we gave your diversity, but it didn't work out. See, this is why we say we don't like to give black people anything, because it just don't work. Yeah, because you sabotage it. You sabotage it. So I wish we honest and truly, and I want to talk about Black Sands probably next week if I have a chance. I really want to talk about Demon Slayer. That movie, I was not a fan, but I want to talk about that. So whenever you get a chance, Sky, let's watch Demon Slayer so we could talk about that. But I want to talk about Black Sands one of these days. This black creator who created this, he creates his own app. And he wants other black content creators to use his platform, you know, to promote their stuff. Because that's what we ain't doing. That's what black people are not doing. Black people are not coming together. We want to be so much in the white club and want to be up in their circle so bad, so we get their awards and be recognized by them, that we don't even care how our own people feel. Like, come on, let's come together and black people. Just like how the white people came together and create their own platform, why do black people can't do the same? Come together in drones, support each other, and make a platform for black creators, and stop crying when y'all don't get recognition. Like TikTok. Oh, TikTok is going against black content creators. Create an app that black people on for black people. And if white people won't come on it, so be it. If other races won't come on it, so be it. But stop crying about these other people platforms. Let's make our own and promote ourselves through our own. Because you can never be successful if you're gonna work 10 times harder trying to be successful on an app with the majority of people don't look like you. So I just wish people just we need to get out this whole thing and trying to compete on these other people platforms, create our own. And I like what Black Science doing. They're creating their own platform, which is great. So know your worth. I'm not trying to say people don't work with Netflix, but I'm just trying to say, look at the deal and the deal ain't worth and keep it. We gotta stop wanna be a pick me nigga and a I just happy I'm in the room person. Look at me, I'm working for Netflix. Yeah, but what they paying you? Your white counterpart getting millions of dollars for the bare minimum. You getting scraps, but you got to work 10 times harder just to be on their top 5. Elevate our minds. That's why that's how I end on that. Elevate our minds, guys, and to be continued. So let us know what you think. I hope this episode was enlightening, fulfilling, entertaining. So next time. So LeSean, I'm a fan of your art style, your work. I think I'm rooting for you. If you don't get season 2, with Sky is trying to say you're not going to get season 2, I hope that you'll get the opportunity to create something better. And I personally, truly, if my conspiracy is true that Netflix screw you over, then I feel like you should definitely look to working on different platforms with people that look like you and try promote their business. And that's what I would do. We can create our own app. I'm sorry. Let's create our own app for once. But yeah, that's it. Nerding Wednesday. Peace out.